Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Journey to Become Wealthy. My name is Kelvin Reed, and it is officially the second day of 2023. It is Monday. We all know that the market was closed today, and really, we should have really just been taking a nice little break during the month of December or, during all these big holidays. So, hopefully, y'all enjoyed those things. So, I want to welcome you all back to the Journey to Become Wealthy. We're going to try and make 2023 another good year for the books. And we're gonna start off by kind of recapping on 2022. Apparently, it was the worst year since 2008. So, of course, I'm gonna give you the facts on all of that. And we're gonna start this year just really with facts, our goals, and what we're gonna be trying to do. Right. So to kick it off, right? Yesterday I told you all the wealthy word was distractions, right? We eliminating all distractions for the year 2023, and we getting back to our bag. Whatever your goal is, whether it's investing, real estate, financial stability, just whatever your goal is, we kicking it off right this year by getting rid of all distractions and putting in place a plan to achieve those things. Okay, so my goal, financial goal, to become wealthy. It's plain and simple. But for my investment portfolio, it is to beat the market. It is to beat the market. So when we talk about that, I gotta show you the market, right? And the one we really look at is the S&P 500. We're gonna go back to the year. For the year, S&P 500 was down 19.95%. All right. So we really don't know how this year is gonna go, but we gotta start somewhere. We're gonna look at the previous year, and we're gonna set that as kind of the bar, right? We got some new lows, some new highs, and all of those things to kind of look at for the past to kind of know what we need to do. And then we have the Dow down 9.40% for the year. Potentially, maybe you want to try and beat this one. Either way, we want your portfolio to be in the green. And you all know last year I stopped investing so much in stocks and I started doing more cash and options, right? So we loaded up on cash and options. Hopefully you all were able to make some money doing those things alongside of me just by watching and kind of following along on the news and, knowing whether the market was going to go red or green. We know red mean puts, green mean calls. And we had a whole lot of puts this year. We had a whole lot of them with the exception of a couple good days or weeks, in the market. But all in all of our markets did terrible. So we just saw the Dow was down 9.4% last year. S&P 500 was down 19.95% last year. The NASDAQ was down 33.89% last year. And we got our Russell down 22.5% last year. Hopefully, I know a lot of people probably were down worse than this because if you invest in individual stocks, you really take a beating with those things. Those individual stocks, companies like Tesla. Y'all know I love Tesla. Big dog, right? Big dog. Down 69.20% last year. Y'all know I love NEO. Another one took a crazy beating. It was down 70.87% from last year. So this year, really we got to start from scratch, right? Start our portfolios over. We can start fresh if you all want to, or however we're going to do it. But the goal is to beat the market. So my goal is to cash up and continue to trade options. If I find some good stocks, y'all know I love my dividends, right? I'm going to always keep my dividends. I use the SPY, VTI, mainly. I use VTI because that's a SPY index, right? And I use Goldman Sachs and I also use Wells Fargo. Those are some very good dividend paying out stocks for me. Apple is also another big dog that has not taken as crazy a beating as the rest of these that I also like, but I don't think it pays the dividends. It may, but it's another company that I like. It's down 28.61%, so still taking a beating, but not as big as some of those other companies, right? So some of the news just to look forward to, right? This is already from tonight. Stock futures fall ahead of the first trading week of the new year. Now y'all know other countries are trading right now while we're sleeping and in bed or on holiday or whatever. So stock futures fell Monday evening as traders braced themselves for a flurry of economic data in the minutes from the latest Fed Reserve meeting this week to kick off the new year. So we got Fed Reserve meeting minutes coming this week, right? Futures tied to the Dow Jones Industrial Average fell 0.2%, S&P 500 fell 0.28%, and the NASDAQ fell 0.44%. All the major averages closed 2022 with their worst losses since 2008, right? I told you I got to give you the facts. This is from CNBC. You all can go look this up if you need to for yourself, and you continue reading this. Also, there are things saying that we think inflation has peaked out, but the job reports are still extremely high. So we potentially see the Fed continuing to increase interest rates throughout 2023, and there's a strong potential for a recession. That is in this other article I got over here. So this article is Inflation Struggles, China's COVID, What to Watch For in the Economy in 2023. Again, go look these things up yourself. I am not the only source. NBCnews.com, they got it for you, right? So after a brutal year of 2022, economists and CEOs warn the economy will remain on shaky ground in 2023. My thing is, it seems like we found a nice level of support where we are. I've been seeing a lot of support, you all. I've been seeing us kind of teetering between. I don't know if it's the end of year blues, things kind of mellowing out, and 2023 could really take us on a roller coaster ride, or have we found the bottom? You know, are things going to start to bounce back up to the moon, or we're going to stay between these levels, stay fairly flat? I don't know, but I'm definitely watching for it, looking for potential ways to make money all year. And we, again, trying to get wealthy, right? We got a lot of money we trying to make. So the year ended with a mixed picture for the economy. The Fed Reserve preferred inflation measure indicated price increases slowed in November, although they were still higher than usual. Consumers spent more this holiday season, but with prices up, they got less bang for their holiday bucks, despite high-profile tech and media companies. Economists predict a 70% chance of a recession in 2023, more than double the odds they gave 6 months ago, according to the survey by Bloomberg. You all know the economists can be wrong, but look at where things have been. How much money have you been spending? Where are your gas prices? Have you been seeing yourself living less than usual, right? You know, how has this thing affected you? Did you plan on moving and now you can't afford to move? You know, housing prices going crazy, interest rates going crazy, gas going crazy. So really just relate this to your life and tell me how this has affected you. Y'all know I like to see it in the comments. If you had anything, life-changing events you had planned and you had to put those on hold, or whatever the case may be, but a 70% chance of recession is in 2023. We know we had the mild recession this year, right? We had 2 negative quarters growth GDP, and that's technically a recession. They didn't declare it. Of course, the government didn't declare it. They had to dig themselves out of that hole. We got an election year coming. But now we got a 70% chance of it. So what I believe is going to happen, we're going to continue to dig ourselves deeper and deeper until we hit that deep recession, and we can't have no choice but to feel the hurt. And we're going to have a battle back and forth between inflation and a recession, because the government is going to start back pumping money into the economy in order to beat the recession. Once they start pumping money back into the economy to beat the recession, we're going to find inflation again. And then we're going to, it's going to be a back and forth battle. And that's where you get stagflation, where we just kind of get stuck between those levels of, hey, what's right and what's wrong? Where can we find equilibrium? So you guys got to keep that in mind. You got to be aware of that and just be on the lookout for those things in the year 2023. As for tomorrow, I am actually looking for things to be on the downside, because we already know uncertainty kills the market. I believe there's going to be so much uncertainty in the market, at least for the month of January, that we can expect things to plummet for quite some time. Mainly for these first 2 weeks, in my opinion. Now, I could be wrong, y'all. I told you, I've been seeing us find some pretty nice levels where we keep bouncing up off of them, especially for the SPY and the QQQ. So it's a potential that, hey, we could have found the bottom. But I don't think so. I think we can actually see lower. And that's going to be determined by, hey, what do the Fed say? What these rate hikes going to look like? And just more news coming out for the economy. But that's really what I got for y'all. Y'all know, of course, I told you this year we are trying to do more. So if you all real estate, I'm trying to get on there. I know it's gonna probably the worst time of the year to do it. Houses are not selling. Interest rates are crazy high. I mean, people not renting, people not traveling, people not spending money like they used to. However, I'm not gonna allow what everybody else got going on stop me from continuing to try and pursue our financial freedom. So if y'all see some good deals, if y'all feel like we need to get in on some, jump in real quick to make some money. Y'all know it's the beginning of the year, tax time. Y'all got those tax questions. We're going to be talking about all those kind of things. And credit. Credit is always essential, especially when talking about interest rates. And savings, right? So we already know. Investing, savings, credit, and just really anything. Taxes. We're trying to talk about that. We're trying to beat those things because the government is always beating us upside the head with those. So if you got any ideas, make sure you leave those in the comment section. And really, the journey to become wealthy continues. I thank you all for joining the video tonight. Make sure you like, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, and I'll see you guys later.